Hello everybody, this is GeneralJannis, and today in Chaos Tactics I'm looking at the first meta-analysis for the 10th edition from Leviathan matched play games, and how is the meta initial, let's say not many games, but how is it shaping up, and my first thoughts for the Chaos factions, and then the overall, let's say the best factions in the game. So let's take a look. So jumping into the results, I used the 40k stats data page for that has done a nice job of getting the first results from 10th edition data from. Typically they look at grand tournaments. This is 4,000 games, not super much in as we had previously. Of course the 10th edition is very new. This is for the month of June, and you can see on the graph to the right. This is the real win percentage for the different factions, and in the darkest black line, let's say in the middle, that's 50% win rate. Ideally, as Games Workshops has been describing, they would ideally want to have people lying between 45-55% win rate, and we can see here. Overall, this is quite a poor starting balance for the 10th edition game. Of course, keep in mind, take everything with a pinch of salt here, because this is a small data set, very early results. So it might be changing, but some initial takeaways here. But overall, from the first initial results here, we see quite a poor balance in the game. We see some factions over 65%. We see some factions below 35% win rate. So this is not what you would call balanced. If we look at the top three factions, we have the Eldari really dominating 66% win rates. Then we have the Imperial Knights, and then the Custodes, all above 57% win rates. Death Guard, you have to look very far in the bottom to find Death Guard, 28% win rate. I was expecting around 30%, maybe 35% if we were lucky, but 28% win rate is really not good. The Thousand Suns, the light blue, is the only Chaos faction actually that got more than 50% win rate. They have 56% win rate, so the best performing Chaos faction so far. And then we have the Chaos Space Marines, the World Eaters, Chaos Knights, and Chaos Demons, all around 45%. So you have still some play with the other factions, but Death Guard is hopelessly behind here. And you can see on the table on the bottom left here, you can see the real win rate percent, and then how many representation. I mean, how many of the players are using the faction. We see, for example, Death Guard and World Eaters, 3% of all the games, all the lists so far has been World Eaters and Death Guard, but World Eaters getting a better win rate here. So my initial thoughts for Chaos, not very unexpected, unfortunately. And if you have been following the channel, I think that the Death Guard, we have had so many discussions in the Death Guard forums, and a lot of people with very, let's say, quite salty attitude, and other people that were just wait and see when we get the points, wait and see to the full index. Now let's wait and see for the first results. Now we have the first results, and yeah, for me it doesn't come as a surprise. Unfortunately, the Death Guard becoming ever slower, but losing the resilience doesn't really help. We have lost quite a bit of our resilience, and nothing to show for it. So with ironic, let's say, voice, who could have imagined that taking away the resilience of a slow faction would impact them? And also, for example, Mortarion has been nerfed, and basically previously we were good at feeling no pain. Now we definitely feel the pain. The Thousand Suns are doing well, and I think also when I did the Rubric Marines review, it's really interesting when you read an index and you find some synergies, and it's fun to read, and you can see the combos and nice versatility of, for example, the Rubric units are very strong. All the leaders that can be attached to them are buffing them in nice ways. And for example, comparing that to Death Guard, there is not so much, let's say, fun combos and things to find in the index. And also Magnus seemed also to be helping out the faction, really buffed in the 10th edition, some nice rules, being much stronger. He has the disgusting resilience as an option, let's say. So yeah, all in all, the Thousand Suns doing quite well. I was a bit skeptical about that because I was, at least from the lore point of view, the whole changes to the psychic phase. I was expecting Thousand Suns to lose a little bit of their let's say feel, but it seems also with his army rules, it seems kind of you can still do these psychic shenanigans, and overall, as I said, very good combos overall. And then the Chaos Knights that didn't do they didn't do bad, they didn't do extremely well, but they should be benefiting from these towering rules now that you can see all the big knights also can see through the above ruins to the small units hiding behind them. Previously, it was only the other way around. This really helps the knights in general, and they have good data sheets. They have nice points. Also, most of the things have become a bit cheaper, but their army rule is not so strong as the Imperial Knights. Maybe also Oath of the Moment being prevalent in the game is taking out some of the big knights, or you're giving your enemies a lot of easy secondary scores with bringing it down for the vehicles. But I think still there is something left. I guess there is some optimization for Chaos Knights. And then the first thoughts for the rest of the factions, at least the leading ones, the Eldari, have been dominating, and also when people read their faction focus with up to 12 miracle dice, and then that can be re-rolled and you can get more and so on, that seemed quite strong. And it seems also on the now 67% win rate that helps. So of course, Eldar, of course, always have been very fast. A lot of this miracle type of dice and loads of devastating weapons. So you can just pick some sixes there, so you will be doing a lot of mortal wounds. And I read some in horror, some of the battle reports that people were just being mortal wounded out of the game. So it's very strong combo at the moment. And then Imperial Knights on the second spot. Of course, as I discussed with Chaos Knights, the towering has been helping, and the Imperial Knights have a very strong army rule. Also, when I did the faction index, the faction focus analysis for the Imperial Knights, I was a bit as if you watch the video, I thought they had very strong rules because just army wide rerolling ones to hit and rerolling ones to wound. It's really strong for this type of models that have these harpoons and these very lethal cannons, and just being able to hit on twos and rerolling ones and wound on twos, rerolling ones, basically is also too strong in my opinion. And also that they can get 5+ feel no pain on top of that. They start with 6+ feel no pain, and then they can be getting 5+ feel no pain. This is really strong, and we also see that in the results, more than 57% win rates. The Space Marines, a bit surprising. Maybe they were at 47% in this first data set here. I believe that Ultramarines have a better score here because I think Gilliman has been considerably buffed, and he offers the ability to select 2 Oath of the Moment targets, and I think Oath of the Moment is really strong. I expect the Space Marines to increase their lethality and win rates because, of course, it's a very large index and a lot of experimenting with the list probably to find, let's say, the optimal weights. I think that their army rules are really strong, but there is so much to choose from, so maybe it will take some time before the meta settles for the Space Marines. So reaching to the summary and final thoughts of this short analysis. So very early 10th edition data, not able to look into detailed lists yet to show you what is the winning list and what are the winning combos, etc. So of course I will be following this as I typically do monthly is my intention. Of course, it doesn't look good for the 14th Legion for our Death Guard. Magnus and his Dusty Boys are basically the heroes of Chaos right now, carrying the flag of Chaos. I still have a belief that the Chaos Knights should be able to do better, so I'm really looking forward to playtesting some Chaos Knights. And I hope, of course, if you look at these results, and I hope Games Workshop are looking at these results, we need some correction to restore some balance, and especially for Death Guard, that is basically so far behind all the other factions. And it's not ideal to have factions winning 2/3 and then factions that hardly scrape 1 out of 4 wins. So I hope, so let me know what you think about this first analysis. You can also join the Discord channel to take further discussion there. If you want, you can find the link to my Patreon page or become a YouTube member. And with these words, GeneralJannis is signing out. Stay safe out there, and bye-bye.